There are two things. First is being busy. How we become busy? By doing something. When we do something, we become busy. That is it. And second is progressing. And when we progress at that time also, we do something, but we progress. Now, if we will keep these two terms, we will keep them like in two opposite directions. One is progressing, there we do work, we are busy. And second is just busy. We do something, but we don't progress. For example, if I will look towards my day, what I have done. Early in the morning, I woke up, I did this. If I will analyze how I done something, yeah, I have done a lot of works. But how, like, have I done something which progressed something inside of me? The answer will be yes or no. I did something, but whether I progressed or not, that is what we need to question every single day. If we haven't progressed, then something must change. So we have to understand this being busy and progressing, they are two different things. Now, if I ask the same question to you, what have you achieved today? Or if I will ask you this question to any random person, what have you achieved today? Most people, they don't know what they have achieved because they were not having proper path to follow to achieve anything smaller and bigger. I believe if you want to achieve something tomorrow, for it there must be idea inside of your brain, inside of your head to achieve. You cannot achieve anything just by waking up and doing things you don't know what to do. Then you move from one thing to another thing, one task to another task. Why? Because you don't know what to do. When a person knows what to do in that specific day, then he does it because he has that plan for day. And only then we can see progress. Otherwise, we are just working, we are just busy, but we aren't achieving something. As the topic is the dangers of discursiveness, let us understand this word, this term, discursiveness. It is like tendency to wander, to move from one thought to another thought, one action to another action, one reaction to another, without clear direction, without clear purpose. So, as I said, from one thought to another thought. So, we can have discursive thoughts. Similarly, we can have discursive action, which we take. And also, it is related to our speech, what we talk. We can talk discursively. So, it can usually appear in these three forms. And once we will master these three forms, then we will be better as compared to other people. We will not just remain an ordinary man, ordinary people. So first is discursive thoughts. Thoughts is simply whatever we think. Now, if we constantly jump from one thought to another thought, then it is discursiveness of thoughts. But it isn't good, it happens. I believe like the people who have achieved something great, who have gained something more in life, they have done it because of their own work, their own efforts. And when they were putting those efforts, at the time, they were not having these discursive, they were not doing discursive actions or having discursive thoughts. They were just focused on one work, on one single work. That is what we also need to achieve in our life. If we have to do something, we have to learn any skill, we have to study any book, at the time in our mind, there should be only that book which we are reading. There should be only that work which we are doing. There shouldn't be any conversation, any chatting, or anything else which happened in the past, or overthinking. That can be for later. We can do that after 1 hour. We can do that after 2 hours. We can do that in evening. But currently, the focus should be on the work. We should only think about the work because that matters. And once we will master it, it takes time. When we put efforts, initially it will be difficult, but when we will be more conscious, then it will become easy. So we have to master this uh, like ability to focus on something for longer duration. If we can focus on something for longer duration, then nothing can distract us. It is then very difficult. And second is discursiveness in speech. Again, it means we speak without thinking unnecessarily, without considering consequences. Wise people, they don't talk a lot. You might have seen a lot of people whom people consider wise, even a lot of people who are famous. They don't talk a lot because they know that if we will talk, sometimes when we talk more, anything can come out of our mouth, which is unnecessary thing, which can create any controversy. There can be any bad consequence. So they avoid talking. They talk, but they avoid talking those unnecessary things. So if we can adopt this thing in our speech when we talk, like if you are working anywhere, you can talk about things. But if you will talk more, you'll be like that talkative guy. Then sometimes anything can come from your mouth, which will not be good, which can have bad consequences. People can think differently about you. So this is the second thing, discursiveness of speech. So let's avoid talking more, and whenever it is necessary, only then we should talk. And I think most of the time is those who talk a lot, I believe they talk unnecessary things a lot of times. The things which are not necessary, which aren't needed, but they talk. But we should avoid it. It isn't good. And third is discursiveness in actions. Again, we make decisions. Uh, See, earlier I told you if I will look towards my life, what have I done today? Have I achieved something? I look towards my actions. Now, if there is discursiveness, means I have moved from one action to another action, then to another action without having proper order, then it is discursiveness in my actions. And eventually, what will happen? I will not be like, if I will look, I wasn't fully focused. Why? Because I was distracted. First, I tried to do this, then I tried to do that. Like Maharaga earlier said, sometimes any action, any task is so difficult that we move to next task because we think earlier task was difficult. So we can call that discursive actions. Those actions, we can call them discursive actions if we are moving from one task to another task. So we have to master these things. We have to like hone these skills. They are actually skills. You know, there are around 8 billion people on planet. And again, I believe it is only because of few people that this world progresses, this world grows. Rest of the people, they just wake up and they do normal things, normal tasks, just to survive. And those few people who make this world better, they do something which ordinary people don't do. They protect this planet, they educate people, they do research, they do XYZ things, which help this world to grow. And we should be among those few people who contribute something to world differently. Now, typical life of majority of the people goes like this. They wake up and they intend to work or to study. But what happens these days? They check phone or they see any message. They open any social media application like Instagram or any other applications. Then they watch any video. Then they remember anything else. Then they start another task. Then they become frustrated because they have put a lot of thoughts in their mind, which we call mental fog. Now they are frustrated. Then they react to someone. And with it, what happens? They have wasted their time. It is said that early in the morning, our mind is fresh and we should try to do works at that moment. We are more focused in the mornings. But what if we will put those short videos or any sort of unnecessary thoughts in our mind which aren't needed? Then simply we are wasting our that precious time of morning. And this is the typical life of majority of the people. But we shouldn't be like majority of the people. Again, we must know, every person here must know that tomorrow you will wake up at this moment, at this time, and then you will do this work. You should know it. If you don't know it, how will you do it tomorrow? And you should, when you will wake up tomorrow, you should be serious. Yeah, I have to do it. After it, there should be a list of 2, 3 more tasks which you will do later, in afternoon or whatever, in the evening. So otherwise, we will do things discursively, which aren't good. And if it happens repeatedly, means we wake up, we check social media, we watch some videos, we do some chatting, we do XYZ things which aren't productive for us. If we do it repeatedly, it becomes habit. And if it becomes habit, then we do it continuously. So if we are doing it, we should break this habit because it is detrimental for us, for our future. It isn't good. Now, if we look towards dangers of this discursiveness, means the actions which we take without proper planning, you know, it has huge danger. And the danger isn't just wasting time, it can gradually affect our attention, our decision making capability, our relationships, our habits, our character, our future, and a lot of other things of our personality. Because we are doing something which we don't know we have to do. And when we do it, then it isn't good for our life. I have seen some people, some good people, who are maintaining their personality regularly. And to maintain their personality, they don't surround themselves with those people who don't have good personality. Their friends are good, or sometimes they live all alone purposefully because they know that if they will spend time with those people who aren't good, it will affect them. Now, they do it purposefully. And the ones who do it purposefully, they maintain that good personality. Otherwise, it can affect them. And those who do not, they meet randomly, like with any sort of person. It can be either abusive person, or either alcoholic, either this. But we should try to surround ourselves with those people who are doing good things because we learn from them. We learn from actions more than anything else, more than books. For example, if I will provide you any book about discipline and you will read it, on the other side, I will show you any person and you will spend 20 days with that person and that person is fully disciplined. You will learn a lot of things from that person as compared to that book. The life of that person will be more effective on you as compared to this book, no matter how many good points are written in that book. Because when we see something visually, when we feel something, it becomes more effective. So here also, to maintain our personality, to maintain our decision-making capability, to maintain our character, we should surround ourselves with good people. Now, if there's any thoughtless sentence, if that is in our head, because we have learned it from our surroundings, it can destroy relationships. It can affect our character. Tomorrow you will be talking in front of a lot of people and any abusive word will come out because you have learned it from your surrounding. It will affect you. Similarly, sometimes you will react differently if you have learned it from your surroundings, which isn't good. So we need to protect all these things. We need to guard all these things. This is the real gold with us. This is something which we get like respect from others, admiration from others. So that is it. Now, most people in this very world, as I said, only few people do something for the betterment of the world. Most they just survive. Now, most people are like a boat without destination. They don't know where to move. The boat may move, but the movement itself does not mean it is traveling towards something worthwhile. The boat is moving, but they don't know where to go. But the ones who aren't like that boat without destination, they know where to go. They have map with them and they give their best to reach to that spot. So they are not following this discursive life, just moving from one trend to another trend, one pleasure to another place, one place to another place, one person to another person. They are planned. Their whole life in their whole life they do planning about things, what we have to do today, which book I have to read, what I have to do, why I am doing this, they question. So if I have to summarize whatever I have said till now about discursiveness, that would be like this. Discursiveness, it is the tendency to wander from one thought to another thought in your mind, or one action to another action, or one reaction to another without clear purpose. Means you do something without having direction, without having any purpose. And what happens with it? It affects your attention, your character, your future, your relationships, your habits. Your habits are the weapons which protect you from all other harms, because habits make you better person. If the habits are good, they make you better person, and if they aren't good, then you are a weak person probably, because there is any other person who is regularly doing exercise, who eats good food, drinks clean water, and sleeps well, and doing XYZ things. So if we will maintain our good habits, then they are our protectors. So we must do it. And to do so, we should not follow this discursiveness in our life. Every single day we come here, we join these meetings, and we have every single day we choose any specific topic. It is good. But again, when we choose any topic, this should be inside of our head that we should not do it discursively. We should not shift from one topic to another, then to another in just 1 or 2 hours. No, we should only explore in depth one single topic from others perspectives. Others may share their knowledge about that specific topic which we have chosen. Similarly, whatever we do, we should follow proper plan. So that's all from my side. If you want to add some more points to it, you are most welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, good evening, Soldier. I wanted to ask,
Yeah,
is this in continuation to the session we had on planning and then distraction in life? Like, is this a follow-on kind of thing?
I didn't get your question.
Like, we had sessions about uh, discipline in life,
Hmm?
and we had a session about distractions being
Hmm?
a negative entity to be avoided. So, is this topic, today's topic, is it like a follow-on for those topics?
I believe top, I think about
I to be a part of the moment we want to do after discourse. So to yeah, then uh, to put this line. Uh,
no, I have about it, but I think it is good.
okay.
I'm thinking like in next month, in the month of September, we will decide topics for the whole month along with different these hosts, and all topics will have almost the same theme with different aspects.
Like exploring one topic from different views.
Not only one topic, there can be multiple topics, but
Okay.
those topics will have any purpose. There will be any theme. It'll be like a series of 30 sessions, and at the end there will be any motive why we are doing it, why we have chosen those all the topics.
Pretty cool. It would be like really nice. So, opening this to other people as well present here. How do you feel discursiveness exists in your like when you are writing something? Do you find yourself discussing over ideas when you are talking to other people and explaining something? Do you find ideas, your explanation jumping from one idea to another?
I think every person with monkey mind do this discursiveness.
Yeah, and in fact, a wonderful topic that you've raised. The every person has three kinds of mind. There's a book. If I'm forgetting where I've read this, there's a dolphin mind, there's a monkey mind, and there is a one more kind of mind. So these basically interact with each other to uh, like decide the course of the day for all people. Whichever is heavy at that time, whichever is overpowering, and the human starts behaving in that way.
Every person at some moment in life follows this discursiveness. As I say, life works in phases. In some phases we are distracted, but in some phases we are organized. I believe life does not work this way, that we will always be organized in our days, in our tasks. But yeah, there will be phases when we will be organized. We should try to be like that person who is organized always.
I have a question. Uh, how do we organize our thoughts? How do we structure them? Because whenever we want to talk something or whenever we want to say anything about, we often feel that everything gets messed up and uh, we say it in like a way that does not feel organized or structured. And that is uh,
I get your point, Dot. When I
hmm,
used to do this in college, my English teacher told me something that has stuck with me. What we need to do to keep our thoughts in a certain direction or manner is have a whatever I tell you, what I'm trying to describe attach any answer to a story and to more things happen. One, I don't deviate from to so my tagline story and in this is not
You are clearly audible.
okay. Okay, thought is not clear. Okay, so attaching to a story basically means let's say as we were doing in yesterday's session, and I spent almost 1.5 hours explaining only half of the topic. So, and that is why Maharaga was very irritated that I took up the time and didn't actually do justice to the topic. Yeah, what happened was I had so much of my information in my brain about the non-cognitive part of the topic. So I took all of the time organizing it right in front of you guys, which should have happened at the back of the stage. Does it make sense? You were there for yesterday's call as well, right? Dot? Okay, okay. So you can like check out the recording if you want to. So we were discussing uh, evolution and acceptance. Acceptance as a indicator or part of evolution.
Uh, you mean that if we want to structure our thoughts, then we need to attach it with a real life scenario or a real life story, right?
So yes, if it is real life, it is much better. Even if it is not real life, at least you should have some way to move from one thought to another. Otherwise, we will go haphazard because the brain, when we are talking, we also keep thinking, and that
But
thinking is actually subconscious.
I agree. But if we are talking about something like theoretical things, like now we are doing that, this is not a thing that we can relate with a story. Like we can give examples, but we cannot relate a theoretical thing completely in a story, right?
Correct.
How do
Yes.
Hmm,
So at that time, we need to devise a kind of see. You have read those short stories, right? When we were young kids, there were stories with morals which didn't really make any sense outside of that storybook, like squirrel behaving like a human, parrot behaving like a human. The human tendencies are explained by using animal characters, so that it is kind of a fictional universe, but we use it to convey that moral or to convey that story to the kids, and so that it sticks with them, we use very interesting characters. So that's something that of that manner can be used for theoretical things as well. If you listen to the lectures delivered by Richard Feynman, for example, he is a physics teacher. Okay, and his recorded lectures are available on YouTube, I think. And Princeton has, I mean, the Princeton website has a lot of his lectures recorded in audio, like original audio as well, just like NCRT. Yeah, just like NCRT. But Richard Feynman's lectures are like audio gold. If you don't understand the topic in physics and you want to know it for life, go listen to Richard Feynman. As good as that. So he always had a demonstration. Richard Feynman, Feynman. Yeah, Feyn, N for Nandini. Right, Richard Feynman. So and we also have this. There's another YouTube teacher. I'm forgetting the name right now. He also does very amazing experiments right on stage, on in front of the students itself, and he records them and puts them on YouTube. So when you create some kind of association with multiple uh, sense organs, for example, the visual organ is involved, your audio is involved, and you are also either smelling something or feeling some touch of something. If you introduce multiple layers of um, like cognition into the delivery of the idea, then it usually hooks on much more. Yes, Walter Levin. Thank you for that. Jyoti, thank you for that. Walter Levin, absolutely. He has a wonderful way of teaching physics.
Okay, guys, as our topic is discursiveness, let's be practical. As I earlier said, I believe no man on the planet will have organized life for years continuously. There will be moments when such people were distracted, they were not able to focus on So almost every single time it feel sad and feel anxious because something bad. Why? Because it absolutely even for it is not. But to do consider like the best are the ones who have wisdom, who have knowledge, who have experience. What they do is they try to come back quickly so that they will not waste a lot of time. A bad thing happened, okay, we have wasted 1 week, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Now we should give our best to come back on the organized path so that we can continue our life. So the point is simple. It is impossible to live our life like an organized person till death, but it is possible to come back from that disorganized life which we are following because of some bad habits, because of bad influence of people, because of something bad which happened in our life. So we should try to be like that person who tries his or her best to come back. For example, in this phase of life, I am not anxious, I am not sad, I am not depressed, I am not feeling anything wrong. I can do everything. But maybe after 1 month, after 1 year, after 3 months, after 1 week, something bad will happen. I'm organized till next week, I'm organized till next month, till next 2 months. But something terrific happened abruptly without invitation. Now I may lose my habits, I may lose my sleep schedule, I may lose whatever I do every single day. It may happen for, it may continue for 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, 2 week, 5 weeks. Depends on the situation, depends upon the incident. But I think if I consider myself to some extent a wise person, then I will give my best to come back. Because whatever happened, it happened. Yeah, I was emotional for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, but now I have to be logical. Let's leave. I have already wasted a lot of time. Let us go back on the right track. And that is how we can live and progress in our life perfectly. So that is what we should do. So understand this point. Living like an organized person forever is not possible. Even the great people in the world, sometimes they feel different. They follow some habits which aren't good, but they quickly come back on the track which is right for them. Feeling distracted or sad, it is normal. But what we should do at that time is contemplate over our life, introspect over our situations, and try to plan again new path for ourselves, which will help us to reach to our those dreams which we have crafted, which we have thought, which we had devised in our head years before. New beginnings each day. Yeah, new beginnings each day, but sometimes it might not happen on any day because something bad might have happened. But we can do it after second day, after third day, once we come over from all those things. Okay, guys, you can unmute and share your thoughts or anything, whatever is there. Yeah, it is up to us, but only Again, only the people who have experienced, who have knowledge about things, they can quickly come back. But the ones who are just always following this emotional hunch, emotional thing, for them it is very difficult. Let me give one more example. If someone lost their loved ones, for example, spouse or father or mother or brother or anyone. Now, there are two types of people. First person is he will just become mad, crazy. He or she will not be then focused on work for months, maybe for 1 year, maybe for 2 years. They will miss them. But second person will think like this. Yeah, she will also be emotional for 1 week, 2 week, for a lot of days. But later they will think, yeah, I have lost this person. Now with this grief and sorrow, I cannot get my loved one back. Instead, what I should do, I should now focus on my life. Because whatever has happened, it has happened. We cannot change anything. So let's focus on our work. Now that person will quickly come back and he has already learned it from experiences or from knowledge or from other people. So we should try to be like those people. If we lost someone in our family, now we should not let it affect our own life. Now we have to take care of our life. Now those people aren't with us. Yeah, for some time we can be sad. We cannot focus on our work, but at the end we have to come back. Whatever has to happen, that will happen. We cannot change anything. We can fall ill, sick. We can meet with accident. Anything bad can happen. We don't know if that will happen. It will happen. We cannot change. What we need to do is mostly focus on our present and be ready for any future incidents, future events, which are good or bad for us. And at that time, if it is bad, we should give our best to fight with them. We should not let such events break us completely. And if it is good, we should be happy. You can also share your thoughts, Nandini, Dot, Cinderella, Sauran, Jyoti, Gajinder, Sakshi.
Am I audible?
Yeah, crystal clear.
Okay. Like, I was just waiting for a second. Like, there was a network problem from my side. As a discursiveness, I would say this could affect any aspect. It would be like thinking, writing, speaking, anything. As of my remembrance, like a month ago, I was reading a book, Deep Work of Cal Newport. In that, he said that I think this would be a connected this topic. Like when you shift your focus from the task you're doing at that time to random distraction. It could be like say emails, notification, or someone's call. It could be any kind of distraction. Then your attention does not switch instantly. Like there is a residue of your focus remain stuck over the work you are doing at that time. And what the impact happen is that lowers your mental capacity on the work you are doing at that time. And it may be like it happens that even though working for 10 hours, the end totally feeling exhausted, but the productivity, when we measure that productivity, it could be like you, it could be nothing. All because when you shift your focus from one work to another work, your brain have to work a lot on switching over different tasks. Okay, I complete what I have to say.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Whatever you said, it was absolutely perfect.
So, Sakshi, from what you have talked about, is there a way it is described, or that you have read, or that you have thought about later, how to dissociate from the work lingering on in our minds? What you were talking about?
Like to solve this problem,
Yes, not only solve, but use it in our works in a way that you know makes best use of whatever efforts we are giving.
so he actually said that you should be until and unless finish the work, don't move to the next one. And it could be
That that is like an ideal case scenario, right? For example, if I have a work that requires 3 hours, and something immediate comes into the picture, for example, like how Soldier was saying that some contingencies may occur in any day. We cannot, we can plan for them, but we cannot expect them when they are going to happen. So if I've sat down for a work that I know will take me 3 hours, and something immediate comes up for my attention, and I get I need to stop it in the middle and go and attend the other work. So my flow has broken up. So what practical tools or methods can I use to mitigate for this kind of situation? Because more often than not, this kind of situation happens very often when you are working in the industry, basically, you know, uh, office work kind of.
so if you want to create um, great result, you need to sideline all the distraction. And the distraction which I am saying should be kind of which can be ignorable. If something really very important, you need to give time to that. But before shifting to the previous work, you should have a proper time so that your brain should process all the things when you like shifted to the other work. Until and unless you completed the second work, don't come to the first one. Actually, there are lots of methods we talk in that book. How to go in a deep flow, like deep work.
Well, actually, my question was not how to go into deep work. That we have talked about in earlier sessions as well. My question was specifically how to deal with the context switch, if that makes any sense.
I already told you, like when the things are really necessary, then you have to attend that. You have to give time to that. But before switching back to the previous work, you must assure that you must finish the work, second work. And unless don't count to the first work.
Okay, that I got you. So whichever work we are doing, we uh, should focus on finishing that. If by chance there is any break, so we should finish the work that is causing the break and then return only. I got your point. Right. I'll also ask this question in a different context. How many of you here have tried or do practice meditation?
I do. I have tried and I do. Like recently I've started.
Okay. Sovereignty does too, I think. Yeah. Okay. She's texting. Yeah. Okay, Sovereignty. And anybody else? Daughter saying I did. Okay. Thank you. Cinderella says she's tried as well. Cinderella, are you a girl or a boy? I'm hoping a girl. So, okay, cool. So she has tried as well. So we have 4 people here. Gender anyways, yeah, okay. So what I'm asking about is that at the different spaces of different places we are situated, and we are there in different walks of life. When we are meditating, can you hear me? Mic check.
We can.
Yes, we
Okay,
can
okay.
hear you.
Thank you. So at different walks of life, at different points in life, when we try to meditate, when we try to empty the mind and sit still, the maximum thoughts that we have not parked somewhere proper, they will flood our minds. That is what I have noticed. So in when we're talking about discursiveness, I would like to understand how you guys deal with the discursiveness of thought when you are actively trying to not discuss.
Yes.
Is
So
the question clear?
yes. Uh, so yeah, I was facing the same problem because when I used to sit in the morning to meditate, I had a lot. Eventually, I was like calm because I just began meditating, but then after like 15 minutes or so, something will pop in. However much I tried, something will pop in my head, and then that thought will create a chain reaction, and then again, and I could not focus. So my professor told me about trying to practice by speaking something, maybe uh, try speaking a mantra or something, so that your focus shifts on your words and your mind doesn't go on anything else. So yeah, this thing has helped me very much. And since I've started speaking something very slowly, like whispering, not just like not speaking loudly, whispering just a small mantra, so my whole focus shifts on the mantra, and I can now I can meditate for like in 40 minutes, 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So yeah, this is how I function now.
Thank you for that, Nandini. Sovereignty, how do you deal with this? Or does it happen with you, or if not?
Happens with everybody. It is by default how we are programmed. Um, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, chapter 1, verse 2 says, I'll just read it from there itself. Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. He says there are 5 types of minds. The one that we call monkey mind, the mind that keeps jumping from one object to another. Then there is Muda, which is literally translated in metaphor as the donkey mind, the heavy, confused, lethargic, clouded mind that doesn't want to do anything. There is a vikshipta mind, distracted but intermittently focused. It can concentrate but can only temporarily be focused, and then something else distracts it and it goes over there. Captures attention for short spans. The one that Nandini ji just spoke about, Ekagra mind, one pointed, single pointed, focused mind. It's capable of genuine meditation, and when you're focusing it on one single thing alone, you'll be guided towards it. Takes practice, but is possible. Then there is the last and the final part, which we all should aim to achieve, which is the niruddha mind. That is the restrained mind, or as they say, the best mind is the mind which is your slave and not your master. This is the mind that you have already made as your slave. It's no longer doing its thing and confusing you and taking you here and there or distracting you. Now it is your slave, you command it and it does. We all have all these five kinds of minds present inside us, and they keep we keep shifting from one to another depending upon our situation. However, the goal must be the last one, from going this one single pointed focused mind to the mind which actually constantly listens to you rather than command your behavior and your personality. Yoga is one of the, what do you say, tools which will help you focus your mind like that. The other is, of course, meditation. But unlike both of you, which is one saying I park my thoughts somewhere, the other saying I focus on a mantra so that it stays there, it is still the mind making noise and you dispersing the noise. So consider it something like when you're sitting in a meditation or when you're sitting for meditation, imagine that you're sitting on a platform, station platform, like the place where trains come and go. And every thought of yours is a train. The train will come. You don't have to board it. It will leave. Again, the train will come. You don't have to board it. Let it leave. You have to keep still sitting there. Do not board the train, but they will keep coming. And it will happen so that you board the train and you go on the journey with that thought, and the thought takes your energy. The moment you realize that you have boarded the train, that the chain of thoughts has taken you somewhere, don't start cursing yourself. Don't say, I can't concentrate. If you try to concentrate, it will not work. Just deboard the train, come back and sit in the station where you were, and continue sitting there. Let the thoughts pass. What I'm trying to say is thoughts feed on your energy. Everything like in life feeds on your energy.
If I understand your point correctly, what you're trying to say is instead of disbanding discursiveness, we should embrace it till the time it
No,
stops on its own. Is it?
no. I am just saying, how do you control your thoughts and how do you control your mind? The moment you stop feeding your thoughts with the attention that you give it, you are not your mind. Like you are not your eyes, you are not your nose, you are not your mind, and you are not your thoughts. I hope that example makes it the distinction clear. You are not your mind. You are not your nose, you are not your eyes, you are not your cheeks, you are not your tongue. Exactly same way, you are not your mind. You want to open your eyes open. But the mind has a mind of its own. It tries to be your master. And it will keep giving you one thought after the other. It will keep giving you thoughts and it will take away your energy until you stop feeding your energy to it. Remove your energy from it. Every time the thought takes you on a certain journey, come back and be where you are. Don't go with it. Eventually, you will find that thoughts start decreasing, and at one point of time, there will be no thoughts at all. Zero thoughts whatsoever for as long as you want. Now you have that mind, the mind which listens to you. Once it has stopped shouting, once it has stopped talking, once it has stopped whispering, You talk to your mind and you ask it, what is it that you want? And then, like a very obedient servant, it will serve you. And coming to your discussion point of discursiveness, I believe whatever we do is part of our personality. A person who's achieving great things, they have molded their personality that way. A person who's not achieving great things has also is also a byproduct of that person's own personality. And your personality can be devised, can be programmed consciously using your mind as your tool. First, take charge of your mind, then take charge of your personality. All the discursiveness will evaporate. I hope that makes sense.
Right. Thank you so much, Sovereignty. And Jyoti, you said you've tried it, right? Can you tell us about how you deal with this? Okay. And so Dot was there, I think. He said he has tried meditating. Is he? He's not on the call anymore, I think. Okay.
Jyoti has tried it for 4 days. Then she left it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we have also Sush here. Hey Sush, have you ever tried meditation? Yes. Ah. Okay, you can unmute yourself.
Right. So if you have tried meditating, my question was I think you have joined a bit late, I think. So my question was, how do you deal with the mind wandering when you're trying to sit calm and not think about 100 million different things? Whenever we start sitting calm for meditation, the mind starts wandering, and we have to keep bringing it back to us or something of that sort. So how do you deal with this? Is like, have you devised a method or a procedure for this?
Actually, I usually count. Like, I just focus on counting. Like, okay, I just but the thing is, counting should be reverse, like 100, 99, 98. Because I know it happens everyone. Like, whenever you try to put yourself calm and try to do something like totally calm, so your mind feel like, oh, that is happened with me, maybe in my future. And we also focus on our past, like that person has done this with me, so it happens. So I just listen somewhere, and even my sister suggested me, like, whenever your mind just reflected anywhere, just try to count reverse counting. And whenever you count reversing, so your all mind is just focusing on the counting, and then you try to overcome the all circumstances. So I do this. You can try, and I feel like it's okay. it is working, but sometimes, like, something has happened in my life, literally like brutally dangerous. Then I feel like, how could I control? But then I feel like everything is temporary. Just relax, just relax. So then I do this, and reverse counting is literally amazing. Whatever and whenever you have to start, just try to counting reverse.
Right, thank you. That's a wonderful tool to be aware of. So I've used reverse counting when not being able to sleep and trying to fall asleep. I've done that, and I think it works there as well.
Also in Vipassana centers, you might have heard of. What they do is they ask you to count your breath, like how many times you breathe. You have to keep focusing on your breath and keep a count of it. How many times have you breathed? So that also helps a lot. In the beginning, everything is tough. Even like there are steps to it. If you really want to do something, there are steps to it. Eventually, it eases when you try different methods and do different things. Like when I started, it was so difficult for me. Like for a week, it was very difficult. Then I started this mantra thing. Then I also focused on my breath, and then these two things I'm still doing because there are certain thoughts that still like come in between, and I've tried writing them down, uh, and different methods I'm trying. But yeah, the mantra one and the focusing and counting your breath was the most effective one. So, and I think someday I would really be able to do it in a more better and efficient way.
Wow, thank you. It was really insightful. So of course, basically what I understand from what you're trying to say is actively engaging the mind in a way which it cuts off the ability for the mind to run amok. So if I am reverse
And
counting, I'm engaging my mind. If I am counting my breath, and I'm when usually when counting the breath, I lose my count because I'm not aware of the situation. So I need to be aware of what I'm doing and count each breath. So basically, I'm engaging my mind in that way.
first step is counting your breath, and after a few days you have to focus on your breath, because in that you'll be silent, and it's the same as meditating without any method, but there is still a method. You're still focusing on your breath, but you're not verbally doing anything to distract your mind. So there are steps to everything. Like
Okay.
first you try with mantra, in which you are continuously, you can hear yourself, and when you can hear yourself, your focus is what on what you're saying, and then you focus on your breath as well as you count. So there are two steps, and then you eventually lose the counting and just focus on your breathing. So, and then after that you can lose that and just continue with meditating, like how people do. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, one thing, like last night, I was totally frustrated about so many things, like something has happened. So I feel like how could I control? So, and like just last night, so I just like I had done some Bharmari Ashan, and there is some process of doing Bharmari Ashan. So after that, I really feel calm, and even I just put some oil on my head. But when I started to doing that Bharmari Ashan, that is literally affected. So, and that is really impactful. So you can try that Bharmari Ashan.
Yeah, Brahmari is actually part of yogasanas as well. When we do
Pranayam.
pranayam, yeah, it's pranayam. There is it's called Brahmari there. Okay, thank you for that.
Produce the B sound, and but Shetakari is more effective, I think, because if you're like immediately you're doing something and you have this thing, then Shetakari is because it helps take the cold breath in and calms your mind. It's like drinking water. Like if you're really tensed or something, so it is like drinking water in pranayam. So yeah, that method is also very effective. Shetakari or pranayam.
Wow, thank you. It's basically cooling down the breath. Yes, I think I seen this as well. Swami Ramdev teaches these things as well, I think.
Yeah, now I'm doing a course in yoga. That's why I know.
Okay, okay, great. All right then, Soldier, over to you. I think I've asked my questions.
Okay, guys. As you have already talked about meditation, how you people feel when you do it. Now let's move back to our topic, discursiveness in our life. First of all, as every session has a motto, and the motto of this session is just to develop our habits in such a way that our life will be organized. Because when it will be organized, then we will be organized, our habits will be organized, our future will be organized, it will be better, and we will be better as compared to other people. And that is the goal. When we are better, then we live life peacefully. At the end, that matters. We should live happily. Ups and downs, that is the secondary part of life. But from inner side, we should be happy that we have done things correctly. We gave our best. Unlike other people who wasted their time, who wasted their potential on other things, on other unnecessary tasks which were not necessary for them to do, we must feel that we haven't done all those things. So for it, we should avoid this discursiveness in our actions, in our thoughts, in our speech, which already I have described earlier one by one. Now, we will talk about some practices which we can follow every single day to just avoid this discursiveness to be a better person. I believe the first and the best practice is plan your day. When we plan our day, then we do things according to plan. And best plan is the one which we do before we go to sleep. We can do it even in the morning, but the best and the effective one is which we do in the evening, like before going to sleep. Because when we write down something or we think in our mind that tomorrow we have to complete these two tasks, then there are high chances that we will do those two tasks. And if we will not think about anything, then anything else can happen, which isn't necessary, which isn't important. Maybe we will watch some videos, we will consume social media, we will do scrolling, which isn't important. But if we plan that we have to do this, we will do it. For example, before going to sleep, if I will plan tomorrow I will watch that specific movie, there are high chances that tomorrow I will not watch that movie. But instead, if I will say I will read that book, I will read 10 pages, there are high chances I will read tomorrow early in the morning. I will wake up, I will get that book, and I will read 10 pages. So, in simple, the best practice to avoid this discursiveness and organize our life, our day is to plan our day. So, for it, we can follow to do lists, means we will create a list where we will write what we have to do today. And it is especially for beginners, those who haven't, who aren't consistent in following those habits. So what they do is they get this to-do list, they follow it for 1 month, for 2 months, like every single day. They write what they have to do, and then they check it, check it, check it. And when it becomes habit, then it isn't necessary. In case they again get distracted, then they have to again follow it because it helps us to uh, just follow that habit regularly. So that is it. First point is that we need to plan our day. So best method is to follow to-do list. There are also some applications which we can use for to-do list. If we will use those applications before going to sleep, we will write there what we have to do tomorrow, and we will do it. But we should try to make it simple, not complex, as our day tomorrow is unpredictable. Anything can happen. So we should not try to make it complex. We shouldn't make tight schedule like from 8 to 9 I will do this, from 9 to 10 I will do this, from 10 to 11 I will do this, because I have tried it and it never works. We should keep it flexible. Just give timing. In the morning I will do this, in the evening I will do this, in the afternoon I will do this. If there are many tasks, and just prioritize the ones which are important, which will help you to grow, to progress. And before going to sleep, before creating new to-do list, ask yourself question: have you really learned something from today's to-do list or not? Have you really progressed, or you were just busy? As earlier I told you that being busy is different and progressing is different thing. You have to see, have you progressed, or you were just moving from one thought to another thought in your head, one action to another action, one book to another book, one video tutorial to another video. So we should avoid. Now, if we will think about the second practice to avoid this discursiveness in our life, That is, we have to master our mind. Now, how can we master our mind to avoid discursiveness? For it, the best thing is to develop habits, to put right thoughts, right information, right knowledge in our mind. And how can we do it? Simply by consuming right information, which will help us to train our mind. For it, you can talk to right people. You can join some good communities. The way we come here every single day, we talk here. It trains our mind. You don't know how much beneficial it is for us. It trains our mind for taking right actions because influence really matters. Similarly, in our real life, we should try to have those friends who are always curious about some things which are good, who ask questions, who have knowledge, who acquire knowledge continuously, who aren't like discussing the world, discussing people, discussing religions, discussing other things, who are just free from all those things. They just focus on the things which really matter. They don't have the concern of the things which aren't really fruitful and necessary for them. For them, they live like this. We have one single life. Let us live it happily. Let us enjoy it. Let us follow good habits for ourselves, for our future, for our posterity, for our future generation. That is it. And rest of the things, that isn't their concern. So we have to master our mind. We have to train our mind. We can do it through good influence, through good knowledge, through uh, simply whatever we put our in our mind, we train our mind with that, we master our mind with that, and now we have to master it with good thoughts, good knowledge, so that we can avoid this discursiveness. This to-do list which I earlier said, it cannot be effective if your surrounding is not good, if your friend circle they aren't right. You wanna study, you wanna do this, but the people with whom you hang out, they don't do all these things. They call you, let us go there, you go. They say you, let us do this, you do. So you should sacrifice things. Every single person who wants to win in life, they sacrifice something. Sometimes you need to sacrifice your friend circle because they are not now right for you. Yeah, you have spent with them a lot of time. There are some memories with them, but currently your dreams, your vision is huge, it is big. I think you need to sacrifice that thing without emotions, without anything coming in head, any thought, whatever happened in past. Just sacrifice things. It is not only about friendship, it is also about some other things which will help you to be organized so that you can reach to that dream, that goal of your life which you want to achieve. And the thing is not only about goal. We often talk about goals and dreams. Thing is, at the end, having good life. Once you achieved that dream, then what? New things will emerge. But at the end, the goal should be to live our every single day in the best way possible till our death. And I believe we can only live it with good habits. So we learn from good influence, from the books we read, from the people with whom we hang out, from the videos we watch. And now third practice is, as first practice is just plan your day. Second practice is master your mind with the good knowledge, with good influence, with good videos. And if we think about the third practice with which we can avoid this rambling, this discursiveness of our life, that is health. Health is important. You don't know how much important it is. Let me explain it to you. There is something we call gut health. There is our brain. There are cells in our body. These all things are linked. Our body, our cells, they help us to perform actions. Our mind has cells. Our mind has around uh, 80 billion neurons, nerve cells. And similarly, our rest of the bodies, there are billions of the cells, trillions of the cells. And if these cells aren't healthy, do you know what will happen? We will become weak. We will lose our ability to think. We cannot make proper decisions. And at the end, we want to avoid this discursiveness. How can we avoid discursiveness if our mind isn't operating properly? Our mind is just sometimes feeling unwell, dozy, not in healthy state. So we can take any stupid actions later. There are some people whom we call mad or neuro. They are the ones like those people you might have seen on streets. They don't talk well. They don't even walk well. They are the ones suffering with some mental illnesses. It can happen to any person if he or she will not take care of their health. Especially it happens in the later stages of our life. But what we should do is we should take care of it. Imagine you will suffer with schizophrenia. You will suffer with Alzheimer's. You will suffer with memory loss. Then whole life is doomed. Because you are trying to read something. We often talk about read books, have good influence. You are doing all these things, but you are forgetting it. You are not able to apply in your life. So for it, the first thing is health. Let us take care of our health, our mental health, especially our mental health. And it is linked with physical health. So let's take care of it so that we can do rest of the things. We talk about goals, we talk about dreams, we talk about avoiding discursiveness. But if mind isn't fit, if body isn't fit, then rest of the things they will flop. They will not work. So there are some practices which we can follow to make our body healthy, our mind healthy. And before telling those practices, okay, so before telling those practices, do you know if our nerve cells will get damaged, our neurons, if they will get damaged, we cannot recover them. If you will suffer with Alzheimer's, there is no treatment of Alzheimer's. Now we should be conscious, more conscious about it. That if we suffered with this thing, there is no treatment. Means we have to live with this situation for rest of our life. Let's take care of it. So some precautionary measures are our food. Our cells, they require food, they require oxygen, they require water. So our food should be clean. We should often avoid that street food, junk food. It feels tasty to our this tongue, but it is not tasty to our body, to our organs, to our cells. So we should try to avoid it as much as possible. And similarly, our water, it should be clean. If the water in your homes isn't clean, get a purite, a filter, which will pure the water and drink that water. And similarly, don't close your door, I mean room, with those windows. Keep them open so that there will be oxygen in your room so that you can provide right food to your cells. And second thing is exercise. Exercise helps us a lot. It helps our physical as well as mental health. And third thing is sleep. We must sleep well. Sleep helps us to rest our body. And during sleep, we don't think, we just are resting. So to some extent, our brain also gets that rest. So we should follow some practices to protect our mind, to protect our health. You might have heard about it. So this is a precious thing. Imagine you have everything. You have gold, you have diamond, but you aren't healthy. Your doctor has prescribed you to eat only this food. Why? Because you aren't healthy. I have heard this story from someone that there was one rich person in their village. Unfortunately, that rich person wasn't able to eat everything. And the reason why he wasn't able to eat everything, because he was ill, he was sick, he was suffering with those things. So doctor prescribed him to eat only this thing. So he did it. Although he has everything, he has a lot of money, but he isn't able to do anything. He is suffering with illness. So we should, first priority should be our health. We should just prioritize it. We should take care of it. And once we are healthy, then we can talk about discursiveness. Then we can organize our life well. If your body pains, if you are suffering with other things, then you will be in depression and anxiety. Then you will not think about discursiveness, about moving from one topic to another topic, from one action to another action without a proper plan. So these are just four things which we need to consider to avoid ourselves from discursiveness of life. The first one was planning. We should have proper plan. Without planning, we will do anything, whatever comes in our head. And for it, we can follow to-do list. And similarly, I talked about this health. Health is wealth. If we will not take care of our health, then we are doomed. Third thing is master your mind, master it with right people, with right knowledge, and we become wise when we put right knowledge. Also, we get knowledge from our experiences. If you meet with any incident, obviously you will get any knowledge from that incident. If something good or bad happens, don't worry, it happened. Now you cannot change if it is bad, but you have at least learned something. As earlier I told you, wise people don't talk a lot because they know if they will talk a lot, maybe they will move towards discursiveness. Maybe anything can come out of their mouth which will not be good, which will create controversy in their life, and that will snatch peace from their life. At the end, the goal is peace. Have good life, have good peaceful life. And if we don't have peaceful life, then what is the fun of living here on the planet? So that is what we should do. I think that's all from my side. If you want to contribute, do it. Otherwise, we will wind up this session. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Okay, as of health you just mentioned, I want to say that everyone is not blessed with a good health. But if you are blessed, then do protect it, because the greatest asset you can have is your health. And moving to back to this discursiveness, I would say, like, if you don't have a proper routine, intentional structure, then it's a human behavior. It's false human behavior.
You are not audible.
Am I audible now? Oh shit, yeah.
Sovereignty, it is past 11. Sakshi, you were audible, I think. No?
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I was just saying that don't know what did I say back then, but yeah, let's repeat what I just want to say. So if you don't have a proper routine or an intentional structure, then it's a default human behavior to do whatever seems easiest at the moment. Okay. And the next one thing is what that this discursiveness, or we call it as a randomness. This creates an illusion of productivity. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Sakshi, and I think that this is a very good point that you are making. That it actually creates an illusion for us. But we're doing productive work, but in effect, we are not.
Actually, responding to any like what should I say, like a fragment task or erratic notification is very easy. and we think that and really it's easy to give mental energy to those works than doing any deep work or the work which really needs sustained focus. So, and what happened that this discursiveness is actually affect us in a long run. What we think that okay today we did this thing, but actually it's affect us into the long run, because what happened it rewires the rewires our brain neural pathways, because when we are addicted to do the same thing, we're addicted to respond. Yeah, when we are addicted to respond, when we are addicted to respond to the stimuli which create a kind of dopamine to us. So what we habituated to those kind of things, and what the impact that create, that we aren't able to focus on any work for a long hour.
Yeah, you are right. This was nice point. Like it affects us more in our future.
That's why today's
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Today's people face so difficult to study as they are totally engaged in on a scrolling reels and all, because they get a constant and instant stimuli from that scrolling. That's why they feel very difficult to study for 1 hour even.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever we do currently, we will get its outcome in future. Currently, we cannot see that outcome, but for sure it will come. Waste your time, see its outcome after 5 years. Use it wisely, see its outcome after 5 years. The one who will use it wisely, his outcome will be great. People will admire him after 5 years. They will respect him more. He will have good job, good business, whatever he will be doing. And on the other side, the one who will be wasting time currently on scrolling, and he will also see outcome after 5 years. There are high chances that he will not get good job, he will not have good life unless and until he is privileged. If he is privileged, means he is from good family, he has privilege to get job anywhere. Like this is exception. Not every person is like this. In majority of the cases, such people will also see outcome, and the outcome will be bad. They will regret. They will then regret a lot, but they cannot do anything. So currently, we should just use this time wisely so that we can have good life. After 5 years, after 10 years, when we will look back, we should feel proud on ourselves that we have built something brick by brick.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You said people who suffer personal loss, uh, some of them are quickly able to come back, and those are better people. How how do you really gauge that?
Well, better in the sense that if a person can quickly come back from any grief and sorrow, he or she can focus on their business, on their work, because whatever happened, that happened. We cannot get that person back. If we will let now that incident affect our own life, it will affect our kids, our future, or other people which are now important. They are alive. We are alive. Now our responsibility is to take care of ourselves. But if we will let that grief and sorrow affect ourselves, then we are harming ourselves. That should not happen. But unfortunately, it does not happen with every person. But the ones who can do it, I believe it is good.
I think if we master our mind, we can face any challenges.
Yeah. Mastery, it requires time, knowledge, experiences. Only then we can reach to this level of wisdom, this mastery.
So, if I understand what you're saying correctly, if you're more focused on your goal than your circumstances, you will be able to overcome it far more faster compared to those who are not focused on their goals. Did I get that right?
Yeah, but it isn't only specific to goals. It is about whole life, how we have developed our mind, how we have trained it. Because if it is only about goals, maybe that grief can attack us for years. But if it is about our whole habit system, which we follow every single day, then we can come back quickly. Like Sakshi said, mastering our mind. If we have mastered it well for years, then we can quickly come back because we have gone through some experiences in the past, through some stories of other people, through some knowledge, through some introspection and contemplation. Then it will help us.
So, if there is a person who's lost his wife and his child at the same time,
Hmm.
he'll be back focused on his goals and achievements in life in 20 days, 15 days.
Well, if it is someone close, like wife or husband, they have close bond. It may take time, but again, as you said, 15 days, 20 days, some people can focus on their work after 20 days, after 30 days. But in such cases, like personally, what I feel, it will be difficult. But yeah, after 1, 2 months, they can focus properly on rest of the things, whatever they were doing before it.
Two griefs together, two personal
L-
griefs
uh,
together. Loss of
okay, let
your
me give you
child,
example.
the other is
Hmm.
the loss of your spouse. Two
Okay,
personal griefs.
I got you. I will give you example of my family. In During COVID, I lost my uncle, and then I lost my aunt, wife of that uncle, and this happened in time span of 18 hours. And they had 3 kids, 3 children, one daughter and 2 sons, and their age is around currently they are in their 20s, late 20s. So before it, their one son, he met with an accident, like my cousin brother. He was on bike. He met with accident. His leg broke down, and after it, what happened? His like my cousin's sister, she got married, and she met with divorce. And then third son, he was working outside of the state, and he got married. Again, some conflicts happened. Their family completely that got doomed, that got destroyed in every way possible. Now I'm part of family. They are like my uncles. We know each other very properly. So when I like, if I will read their life, how have they gone through that phase of life? For 5, 6 months, those siblings, my cousin brothers, and that sister, they were not able to like do anything. They were like, life is doomed, everything's crashed. But currently, they are doing something. The one who lost his leg, he's doing some business. The another one, he's doing some work. And the one who at the time has gone through divorce, currently she isn't married, but their condition currently is good. But yeah, it took time. At that time, their whole family got shattered. But currently, everything goes well. Their house is good. But still, inside of their heart, there will be that grief and sorrow that we lost our parents. So currently, they are doing things. So the thing which I want to say is, in some cases, it takes a lot of time to to come back and focus on the goals. But in some cases, it takes less time. I have heard the stories of people who lost their spouse, but after 2 months or 3 months, they were back to work because they were like, which I think, like, according to me, those who went to work perfectly with smile on their face, they will be like, now our spouse is gone, we cannot get spouse back, but maybe we have kids, we have to take care of them, we have house, we have parents, we have to take care of them. For it, we should not look weak, we should not just waste our this time and potential. Anything can again happen in the future. Let us go back to work, earn some money so that we can feed ourselves and our family. But yeah, it is hard, but we come back. Sometimes it takes less time, sometimes more time based on the person.
What if it's a girl? I mean, a woman loses both the child and the spouse, and
Identity.
unlike
Oh,
unlike a man loses his spouse and his child, he still has his parents and his family to fall back on.
mhm,
In our culture, a girl is given away, and if she loses her child and her spouse both, she doesn't belong to her parents.
mhm,
They have already given her away. Now she doesn't even belong to her in-laws because the husband is no more.
mhm. At the time, a woman requires strength, which I believe. If any woman is going through this and will come to me, the best thing, best advice which I can give is just be strong, don't lose hope, find any path for better life. And in fact, she will find any path because there are stories. You might have heard stories of such people. There were females, there were women who were left, who were thrown out from their own houses, but they didn't lose their strength. The one who will lose strength and will act weak, then they will lose forever. They will live in that poverty and grief forever. But the one who will remain strong and will try to find any job or anything to be independent, they will live better. I was reading one post that was written by any lady. She said, my parents, they were not allowing me to study, but I studied, and later they threw me out from my own home. And I was then living in a rented room. And there I was studying and doing my preparation for a job. Eventually, I cracked that job, and I was then earning 80,000 rupees. Then one day, I got a message from my father that I need some money. Without any hesitation, without giving second thought, I sent him money. And later, they invited me to home. Then, in a nutshell, her message was that if you don't provide any value, then you will not be respected and admired. If you will be weak in such times when people will leave you, then for the rest of your life, you will live life with full of disrespect. People will not value you, admire you. So I think for a woman who has lost like her husband or kids, she has to be strong. She has to find any opportunity to live happily. Now, the thing is about grief. There will be grief to some extent till death, but over time, it will wipe out. There will be some relief.
Okay. I said okay.
Got it? Okay. What is the full form of okay? Is it any abbreviation?
All correct.
All correct. But all starts with ALL.
Yes, and still okay. All correct.
Okay. Oh, it starts with O. I checked now on the Google and correct with K. Crazy. We should award the person who has created it. So, Miss Soren, which book are you reading these days? Are you still reading that marketing book? Then, have you finished it?
I no, I had to kind of stop in middle because I had to read about uh, tax changes and the current scenarios of Gulf market. So that is what I was reading.
By the way, I have to appreciate you for the, what I can say, the flow of your thoughts. Whenever you talk about any topic, you talk about it properly in organized way. You don't jump from one point to another point. You provide different examples which are relatable, and you are always fluent and confident about the topics, whatever you mention. So I appreciate you for it. And similarly, we have Akash brother. Whenever he talks, no words to say. He's always crazy. He's a writer. My God, we have writers here as well. Hmm. We have authors.
Not an author, a writer.
Okay. What is the difference between an author and writer?
A writer writes everything. Author writes books.
But kids also write something on their page copy, like A, B, C, D. Can we call them writers?
Oh, okay, no.
Huh?
We do not call kids writing essays in school as writers.
Then you said whatever writer can write anything, they also write.
Paid for it. They are not being paid for it. They are not being paid for it. So they are not writers in the commercial or professional sense.
Mhm. Okay, means writers get paid for what they write, right?
Yeah.
And what about authors?
Authors get paid for books.
Okay. And if a writer will compile their whole writing and will create a book out of it, then we can call
Then they
them
will.
author.
Yeah.
So you can become author.
I have written books, but not in my
Mhm.
name, in name of other people.
Why so?
They have given it their own label. They gave me money. I survived my life, and they published the book and became famous as written by them.
Oh, they took whole credit.
That's the way it works. That's why we are
Oh,
known as ghostwriters.
you're ghostwriter. You should rename your name. This Soren Alchemy something. Right here, ghostwriter.
No, I don't want to do that. I have
Okay, I have a
graduated
question.
writer to being a digital marketer. I don't want to go back to just being a ghostwriter.
Got it. Nice. Wise. I have a question.
Hmm.
Why in your bio you have written this account has DM charges 100 stars? That is equal to 1 point. So you want to earn money from here as well? Someone wants to write, hi, give me first $1. Then I have a reply. Huh? We want to know. The chat wants to know.
Okay. I am a part of another group as well, and that was the first group which I joined for reading books and discussing books. I started receiving a lot of DMs, and it would take a lot of time and energy. My 3/4 day would go in answering people their questions. Some of people know so great things.
For
You answer.
I our group or
I
Sakshi,
personally know they
you don't know because no one can message you
no one can message me, but I know some girls who have received such messages.
from this group.
It's common everywhere. Don't be offended by it. That I have a rule not to DM, then how could somebody do that? People do that all the time.
I know, but we have restricted a lot of people. You don't know how many people are in block list.
I'm aware. I read the entire message that you did post after Nandini ji left.
Yeah, we try to
Massive
keep it
respect.
safe.
Not all group owners or not all group admins are that conscious.
Mm. Okay, my another question is about your DP, about your profile. Who is this lady? And it is like from Bahubali.
That's me, just the younger version of me.
That is you.
Yes,
Really?
yes.
You should be in movies. In Bahubali chapter 3.
There is no Bahubali chapter 3 as of today, and in case there is, I am not an actor, I'm a writer.
Yeah, but you can become actor.
No,
Right? What
not
stops
that.
you?
No inclination, not the goal of my life.
Hmm. You know, earlier I used to think it is from any movie, literally. I wasn't like it will be you.
Hmm,
Yeah,
it's a
now I
very
came to
old one.
know. Nice. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I have to leave. My phone will shut down within next 20 seconds. I think we will wind up this session. Okay?
Happy night to you.
Okay,
Happy
good
night,
night.
folks.
See you tomorrow. It was nice to talk to you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.